Hello friends, my name is Darshit C. R. Parma. This is a video tutorial on how to use RedLab software. This video tutorial is a part of Young Science Leadership 60 Days program by Dr. K.S. Law. So, RedLab is a virtual laboratory software for performing the radiation physics experiments. So here we have various experiments like gamma spectroscopy, then thermal flux and source strength determination with BF3, absolute activity measurement, then alpha spectroscopy. So here we have all type of radiation simulation program like alpha ray, beta ray and gamma ray. So we want to check the attenuation coefficient for aluminum. So we are performing the first. The experiment title is gamma spectroscopy and linear attenuation sodium iodide detector. So here are our equipments: detector, power supply, preamplifier, amplifier, MCA. We have given two type of sources. One is cesium source and another is cobalt source. So here is our purpose of the experiment: to familiarize the student with some basic techniques used for measuring gamma rays based on the use of sodium iodide detector, that is thallium activated, and to measure experimentally the linear attenuation coefficient in aluminum for 662, 1173 and 1332 kiloelectrovolt gamma rays. So as we know the theory of this, so when gamma rays are passing through any material, the intensity of gamma ray will be decreased. So here this I0 is initial intensity, this I is intensity after the passing through that material. Here mu is the linear attenuation coefficient for that material and x is the thickness of the material. So here we have the aluminum sheet. So we will find the attenuation coefficient for aluminum. For cesium we have 0.662 mega electrovolt, and for cobalt source we have 2 gamma rays. So here is for a spectrum for cesium. This peak will be shows 662 kiloelectrovolt, and for cobalt 60 source we have 1.17 mega electrovolt peak and another one is 1.33 mega electrovolt peak. So we will measure the intensity of this peak from the count of gamma rays. Here is our experimental setup. This is our radiation source. This is our detector. This is power amplifier, then MCA. This is our power supply. So now move on to our experiment. So I arranged the setup. Here is our cesium source. This is our detector. This is preamplifier, amplifier, MCA, and power supply. So first we for in first part we just run experiment without placing aluminum sheet, and in the second part we will run experiment by putting the aluminum sheet between the source and the detector and checking the difference of counts and the difference of intensity in both cases. So for the experiment, make sure the power supply voltage is 0.9 volt. This switch is in right side in MA mode, then the fine gain is 100 and the coarse gain is the half of the fine gain, and the polarity should be positive. Now first set we have to set the MCA, so we are going in edit mode, then setup, then number of channel would be 8192, then set, then close, then just scale setting. In scale settings, just set this to logarithmic. Now we have set up all these things, so let's run our experiment. Run, run, and we have our data. So here is the peak. We can enlarge it using this. So this is our cesium 662 kilovolt peak. So here we have calibrated it, so you can see the calibration. Here I have calibrated it. So now we want to put the aluminum sheet between this source and detector. So for part 2 we just place the aluminum sheet. Here is our aluminum sheet. We can change the thickness of the aluminum sheet, so I am changing it. Update. Now running our experiment again. First of we delete this previous data, then run, and so we can see that counts are very low compared to the first part. Benefit of this type of virtual lab is we can change the radioactivity of the source, because in lab we prefer the weak source due to less harm, and but here is the simulation, so we can change the activity. So here we change the activity, and you can clearly see the increasing the count. Let's update it. So we can increase or decreasing activity at our own desire. Now let's change the source and see what happens. So first we remove the aluminum plate. Now changing the source, so delete it, and here we using cobalt 60, cobalt 60, and then run the experiment. First delete. So let's enlarge the MCA. So we can clearly see the two peaks for the cobalt 60. One is 1173 kiloelectrovolt and the another one is 1332 kiloelectrovolt. So we can check the intensity for the counts for different energy range. For this energy we have this much count, and for this energy we have this much count. So let's go to the experimental results. Here are the experimental results for both part. This one is cesium source with aluminum sheet of 30 millimeter thickness. The results are after 600 nanosecond. And this one is cesium source without aluminum sheet after 600 nanosecond. So here we have the counts after 600 second is nearly equal to 9060, where the count is 512. So we can clearly see the difference between both counts. So for calculation we have to put these two values into our equation. I is equal to I naught into e raised to minus mu t, where I naught is initial intensity and the I is equal to the intensity after the passing through aluminum sheet. So when we calculate, the attenuation coefficient will be 4.47 into 10 raised to minus 2 centimeter square per gram. So let's check whether is it correct or not. So for that we will go to the WinXCOM software. Here I have customized the energies. So for cesium the energy will be 662 kiloelectrovolt. So the attenuation coefficient for that is equal to 7.47. So our answer will is nearly equal to the theoretical answer. Here are the experimental results from the source 2, that is cobalt 60 source. So here are the counts for the energy 1332 kiloelectrovolt and the so these are the without aluminum sheet, and these results are for part 2 with aluminum sheet. For first part we have count number nearly equal to 1493, and for second part we have the count nearly equal to 500. So we can calculate the mu from these two intensities. When we put our values in equation we will get the answer nearly equal to 3.7 into 10 raised to minus 2. So let's check whether is it correct or not. So again going to WinXCOM software. Here is our energy range 1332 and the answer is 5.32. So that's also the nearly the same. So using this RedLab software we can perform any radiation physics experiment, and we change the setup as per our desire with this instrument. So that's all for today. I want to acknowledge Dr. K.S. Mann and YSL team for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.